Happy Hump Day, everybody, and welcome back to a live show here on Golden Bluetooth. And this right here, this is a hat that somebody sent to me today. I don't know who sent it because there was not a note that went with it. So if you're the person that sent it, and you're in the live show, you can either comment in the live show, or you can send me an email, or you can comment, on a video, whatever. I just need to know who sent this. So that way I can shout you out. Now, the same situation for whoever sent the Kansas State mini helmet and the Kansas State pennant, which you can't see. I'm pretty sure it was the same person. And I remember having a conversation with somebody who said that they were going to send it, but I'm not good with like keeping track of names, especially when I'm talking to a lot of people. So yeah, if you would remind me who you are, that way I can shout you out. I don't want to leave anybody out. Okay, I don't want to do that. So let me know. And whenever you do send something to Go to Blue, try to leave, even if it's just your name, whatever. Try to leave a little a name, something, so I know who I can shout out in the community section, because we were on, I think the streak was broken at 17 days straight as far as somebody sending something, but we only missed one day. Now we're back on a 5-day streak. So if you think about it, somebody has sent something, at least one thing, sometimes 4 things. The biggest day was 7 days. That was a crazy day. But so okay, back to math. So let's see, 22 out of 23 days, people have sent at least one item. That's freaking amazing, guys. You guys are awesome. So, and I know that somebody's going to send me something to do with Texas. I don't know if it was a pennant. And I know somebody said that they were sending a Texas mini helmet. So, waiting for the Texas stuff. Very surprised that I don't have anything Texas. They have one of the larger fan bases. I think they're scared that I'm going to turn whatever they send me upside down. I promise. I'm not going to do that. I try to represent all the fan bases. I know I do Horns Down and the whole, backyard brawl, pit rivalry. But I promise you, if you send me a Texas helmet or a pennant or anything like that, I'm not going to turn the horns down or anything like that. That's not how I roll. I'll still, talk the smack or whatever. But this year, Texas owns West Virginia, so really we can't talk smack this year. Last year we could. We beat them last year. Not this year. West Virginia's not a very good team. And I did a video today. Mixed reactions on it too. Mixed reactions, which is good. I don't want everybody agreeing with me. That's not a good thing. That doesn't create conversation. That's why I let everybody know I am not worried about being right all the time. Nobody is right all the time. Okay. The focus of Golden Bluetooth is to, talk smack, have conversations, make your point, and hey, you might even change my mind. I'm open to that. I don't stick with something and I'm not coming off of it. No. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll admit it, and I'll change my mind. That's how we do it. And I have a new idea as well. I put it in my latest video today, which, by the way, Joey did a great job with the Golden Bluetooth crew. Paul Catalina, Mark Rogers, and I think Jeff Grimm. They did some videos today, so y'all make sure to go check those out as well. But the video that I did earlier, I pinned a comment where I'm going to do a thing where if you send a PayPal donation, there's an actual bonus that goes with it. So you send a PayPal donation. I love super chats. Okay, it helps. It helps keep the show going. It helps us financially, but PayPal doesn't take anything out. YouTube takes some of it, but I'm okay with that. But I like to reward the PayPal donation. So whenever you send a PayPal donation, if you want me to do a video on something, all you have to do is when you send the PayPal donation, whenever, in the comments section, just say what video idea you want me to do. So I'll make sure to shout you out and do a video on your video idea. So there's a little bit of a bonus for the PayPal donations. If y'all didn't come in early enough for my explanation with the hat, this was actually sent to me today. So I decided to wear it. I don't know who sent it. There was no note in there. So, just let me know so I can shout you out. I'm not going to wear this every show, not even every live show, but it will be a part of my background because it was sent to me. So I got to figure out a good way to display it. So we'll figure it out, people. And we had a change of direction as far as the room goes. So what we were going to do is on Saturday we're going to do shelving angled that way and that way. Well, I'm as you can see, I'm starting to run out of wall room. Starting to run out. Well, there's a wall on that side as well. So what we're going to do is we'll probably keep this pinwheel of pin it as is, and we're going to shoot at an angle to where it captures that wall and the other wall. And we're going to have shelving, but only one direction. It's going to be layered. It's going to be stadium stacked, so you will be able to see all the mini helmets. But instead of a V shape, it's just going to be angled like that. It's going to look good, guys. I promise. It's going to look good. So, anyways, if you haven't already, please hit the like button. That's what helps these videos the most. The more likes you get and the more comments in the comments section, the better this video hits the YouTube algorithm, gets it suggested more people click on it. And that's how you grow your audience. So you're not just helping me, you're also helping yourself. If you have a question, comment, or you want to troll me, I set myself up tonight. And it's a great way to support the channel. Super Chat. It's the little dollar sign that you see on the bottom right-hand corner underneath the comments section. Anything that you put in that Super Chat will be thrown on the screen, just like you see my name, Golden Blue Dude. I will read it. If it's a question, I'll try to answer it to the best of my ability. And if it's a comment, I'll just address it. And yes, even if it's a troll comment and you're trying to make fun of me, we appreciate you supporting the channel so much that I'll even read those as well. How's everybody doing? You're halfway through the week, guys. You are halfway through the week. Today is hump day. And I've tried to explain many times here at Golden Blue Dude. I don't really see any difference between Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays and Saturdays. It's all the same because I do the same thing every day. I will say this, that, the school week does create sort of a difference between Monday through Friday and Saturday and Sunday. So there is a little bit of a difference there. But as far as my job, I do this every day. Pre-recorded videos every day, and it's gotten to where live shows every day. Now, I don't do them on Sundays, but Joey takes over on Sundays, so y'all give him a thumbs up as well because he keeps the show going on Sundays. So, yes, we do live shows every single day along with pre-recorded videos. We work hard here. We really do. All right, so the video that I did earlier today, I want to touch on it real quick before I move on. West Virginia is not in a good situation. And it's really tough to figure out what the right thing to do because a lot of fans want to fire Neal Brown and Shane Lyons ASAP. But a lot of fans also think that Neal Brown is building a team. We're just not there yet. And that we need to keep that, and that we need to give him a couple more years. There's merit to both sides of this story. There's merits to firing him right now because we haven't taken that step forward, and we looked really bad against Texas, especially in the first half. The second half, we actually beat Texas 13-10. But in the first half, 28-7, it was just too big of a deficit, and we could never recover. So you don't like seeing that, okay? You don't like seeing losing like that, and especially the way we lose. Drop passes, penalties, defense out of position, blown coverages on defense. It's a horrible product on the football field, right? But we also see that the players do love Neal Brown. So if we do fire him, do we lose a lot of players? And on top of that, West Virginia is recruiting at the best level that we've recruited pre-Dana Holgorsen. That's one thing that a lot of people didn't realize under Dana Holgorsen. Yes, he utilized the transfer portal pretty good, but he could not recruit. We were lucky to get in the 30s with him. Usually he was high 40s. Well, with Neal Brown, he's recruiting mid-30s, sometimes upper 30s. This year's could be in the 20s. We haven't had a top 25 class since Rich Rod. I think it was 2008, 2009. So it's tough. You don't like losing, but there's always the what if. What if Neil Brown is setting us up for something good the next year or the year after that? Do we have enough patience to get through years like this? I am sick of it as a West Virginia fan. Sick of it. Sick of it. Sick of it. My preseason prediction for West Virginia was 9-3. We have to run the table just to go 9-3. We started the season 2-3. 8-4 was the basement for a lot of people. Oh, if he doesn't go at least 8-4, well, we can only lose one more time to go 8-4. Even 7-5 was, which was like the basement for me. We can only lose 2 more times to go 7-5. That's not good. Now, another way to look at this is, what if we played our toughest opponents? We're still going to have tough opponents, but what if we played our toughest opponents so far, as far as Kansas and Texas? What if they are the 2 best teams in the Big 12? I don't know. Texas looked pretty good against Alabama. I know they got beat by Texas Tech, and I know we committed a lot of ridiculous turnovers and miscommunication, all that nonsense this past Saturday. It was a train wreck for West Virginia. Kansas looks really good. They're still undefeated. They finally got ranked. They're going to be tested this week against a top 25 TCU who just beat the crap out of Oklahoma. How good is TCU, though? They kind of barely got by SMU. The one thing that you can say about TCU and Kansas, though, is both of these teams have played a bad game and they both won. That's a sign of a team that is mentally tough, because every team has a bad game, but if you're not mentally tough, you're going to lose those games because you're just going to give up. Man, we're just having a bad game. No, Kansas found a way to fight through it and still win. It was an ugly game. It took a missed field goal by Iowa State to win that game, but Kansas still won 14-11. Same thing with TCU against SMU. SMU's a decent team, but it should have been that close. TCU should have, beat the brakes off of them. But they had a bad game. They still won. So who the better team is, we're going to find out on Saturday. I'm really hoping it's Kansas. That'll give me hope that maybe we can beat TCU, because we were close to beating Kansas. Kansas was beating us by 2 touchdowns, and we did send it to overtime. A lot of people forget about that. They just look at the final score. Y'all got beat by 13 points. Well, yeah, but we went to overtime, and a pick 6 stretched it even further. If you watch the game, Kansas scored 28 unanswered points to go up by 2 touchdowns. But West Virginia battled back and sent it to overtime. It's very confusing, and I don't know what to do. Jeffrey Foster, thank you for the $4.99 donation. It would not surprise me if the whole Big 12 beats up on each other and everyone makes bowl game. I know what you meant. Bowl game. Yeah. Well, West Virginia has to win 4 more games. Well, let's see here. Oklahoma, I think this is the year to beat Oklahoma. And that's not bragging, because Oklahoma's bad. That's so weird. Like, we have never beaten Oklahoma. And the one year that we probably, I'm not saying we will, but it looks like we could. The one year that we probably do beat them, they're terrible. I'll take it. Okay, this might be the last shot that we have to even play Oklahoma in the Big 12. And if it so happens that we beat them because they're bad, I'm fine with that. I will take it. So, we'll see. Iowa State isn't great, but that's on the road. We do get TCU at home, and that's why I'm hoping that Kansas beats TCU, because, like I said earlier, that went to overtime. We get TCU at home, and if they're just a little bit worse than Kansas, we could beat TCU. Excuse me, I got the hiccups and I had to burp. Excuse me. We could beat TCU at home. So, there's 3 wins right there. We're not going to go on the road and beat Oklahoma State at the end of the year. That's not happening at all. We're not going to go on the road and beat Texas Tech. That is not happening at all. Kansas State, I know it's a home game, but I think they're too good. I do think, well, is Kansas State better than Kansas and TCU, though? I don't know. Maybe that is our 5th win. That's a coin flip. Who else am I missing? Baylor at home. No, I think we get beat by Baylor, but I don't know. That's after a bye week as well. So, you know what? I think that game out of the bye week might set the pace for the end of the year. If we can come out of the bye week and beat Baylor, that might get us back on track and give us some hope to getting to a bowl. Because now to salvage the season, we need to get to a freaking bowl. That's the bottom line. There's no way around it. We have to get to a bowl. Okay, but besides that, the other two things that I talked about in my video earlier today was stadium expansion. And I hear you laughing right now. I hear you laughing. I know. We started off the season 2-3. We went 6-7 last year. We went 6-4 the year before. We went 5-7 the year before that. Stadium expansion, Golden Blue. What are you talking about? Well, I'm talking about being successful and making an investment on having success. Here's the thing that people don't realize. You have to invest in something for it to succeed. If you're not investing into it, then you're literally saying, I don't think we're going to succeed. So why put money into it? That's what you're saying. That's what you're telling the fan base. So by investing and expanding the football stadium to 70,000, I'm not asking for a 100,000 seat stadium, 70,000, which when West Virginia is successful, yes, we would pack out 70,000 every single game, no problem. So you invest in that, putting faith that you will have the right coach, that you will. Dadgummit, my camera came out. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Here we go. Oh, man. Hold on. Why did that go out? I don't understand that. Is it back on? Nope. There we go. Why it went out, I have no idea. But at least I fixed it mid-show. Figured out something right in mid-show. Anyways, so when you invest in your program, you're showing the people, hey, we have faith. We will get this on track. Okay? We have faith that we are going to be successful. If you don't invest into your program, you're basically telling people, well, just get used to being mediocre. That's what you're doing. You have to invest into your product to give the fan base faith and to say, hey, we are committed to getting to the point where we can be successful. So, yes, it's an investment. It's a leap of faith, but you have to do it if you want any hope of success. It's not success first and then investment later. You invest first, and then that can create success. That's the way I see it. And then, of course, the other thing was our entrance. West Virginia's entrance is very boring. I don't like it at all. Basically, it's the Pride of West Virginia, the band, which I love. Don't get me wrong. I love the Pride of West Virginia. They form the state. They do the circle and spread out, and then they play the tune, and then they form the aisle in which the players are going to come out. And then they play a video. That's okay, I guess. Which the best part of the video was Bill Stewart saying "Leave No Doubt." And one of my subscribers said he went to the Kansas game and they didn't even play the Leave No Doubt clip. Well, that makes it even worse. But then after the video, the Mountaineer fires the musket and on come the Mountaineers. That doesn't cut it for me. I went to the pit game, the Backyard Brawl at Acrisure Stadium, and they played Thunderstruck. I mean, it got the crowd pumped, layer after layer of excitement. I've been to a Clemson game. Their entrance is the best entrance I've ever seen in my entire life. And they added the layer of the buses pulling up, so an extra layer of anticipation. It's a production. That's what West Virginia needs. If you want to have any hope of playing with the big dogs or being considered halfway decent, you have to get caught up. And West Virginia's behind. Jeffrey Foster, thank you for the $4.99 donation. Well, see what happens. We'll see what happens. Neil Brown has the track record of his teams playing a hell of a lot better after a bye week. Yes. I made several videos about that last year, actually, especially the offensive line. So that's what I'm hoping. Jimmy Touchdown, thank you for the donation. W can't feel the current stadium. LOL, stupid. You don't go to West Virginia games, do you? You don't go to West Virginia games. At the beginning of the year, it's packed out, standing room only, well over 60,000. And then as we start sucking, that's when we don't fill up the stadium. So that's the point that went completely over your head, Jimmy Touchdown. Like you, apparently you zoned out or fuzzed out during that entire conversation I just had. I'm saying whenever you expand, which we already feel at the beginning of the year, because there's hope. There's hope. If we can continue that hope and be successful, we would pack it out the entire year. So by expanding, and like I said, not asking for 100,000, not even asking for 80 or 75,000, 70,000, 70,000. You're putting an investment and faith in the fact that you think you will be successful, because without that show of faith, then you're telling the fan base, I hope we're successful, but I don't know. I don't know. But you can call me stupid all day long, but you've said enough stuff to make yourself look stupid. So, don't really care about that. Oh, okay. Been to a dozen WU games, always been empty seats. Well, then you must have been in years, like this year and last year and towards the end of the year, because I went to the Virginia Tech game and it was absolutely elbow to elbow, well over 60,000 beyond capacity. Same thing with the backyard brawl too, because Pitt barely gets to 45,000, sometimes 50,000. But we helped them push almost to 70,000 as well. So you're probably going at the end of the year whenever it's half empty because we're bad. That does happen. But my point is, by expanding, you're showing the fan base that we will be successful, because we're going to put more butts in the seat and it's going to be more consistent because of the play on the field. You have to show the fans that you have faith that this program is going to be good again. If you're not good, of course, the stadium is not going to be full. Of course, like that's let's see, any stadium except, you know what? Hold on. The only stadium that's outside of that perimeter is South Carolina. Excuse me. I have to give South Carolina some credit. Even in I think it was 99 or 98, when they went 0-12, they sold out every single game. Nebraska's another example of operating outside of the perimeter. Until the COVID, they had 24 years straight of sold out, and then COVID happened, and then since COVID, sold out every game. So there are a couple of programs where doesn't matter if you're good or bad, the fans will come. They're going to sell out. But most programs, if they start going bad, then the fans stop coming. So that goes back to the success type of thing. We're not having success, so you see the attendance shrink as the year goes on. I mean, you compare You compare a West Virginia that's 8-2 with 2 more games, it's going to be packed out if it's a home game, versus a 4-6. If you're 4-6, they're not gonna fill it up. Money is better spent on an upper deck at Marshall. Marshall can't fill up their stadium even when they are successful, so that doesn't even make sense. It would have made more sense if you would have said something like, let's see, what would have been more better? Virginia Tech. I actually think Virginia Tech would be able to add more seats to their stadium, and they'd still fill it up. I don't think this year they will, though. I think they're going to be especially bad, and we will see attendance drop off as the year goes on. But Virginia Tech, I think they would be able to add up to 75,000. They'd be able to pack it out game after game, as long as the team is halfway decent. So it depends on the mood of the fans and how successful your team is. But West Virginia has the fan base size and the numbers to fill up a 70,000 seat stadium easily every game if we're successful on the field. And so my point is, by expanding it by 10,000, not that much, you're showing faith. Hey guys, we know we're going to turn this around. If it's not Neal Brown, we're going to fire him and we'll find the right guy. I think Paul Chryst is a good would be a good hire for West Virginia. I really do. I think he was a grad assistant, and I know he has his master's from West Virginia. And I looked at his record at Wisconsin, and he had a 72%. It's either 72% or 74% winning percentage at Wisconsin. That's pretty stinking good right there. That's really good, actually. So I think he would have some success at West Virginia. I think, here's the thing. We would need to keep Graham Harrell because Paul Chryst is a defensive guy, okay? And we need an offensive coordinator that would be able to put up points. So what I would do is not only keep Graham Harrell, but kind of bump up his salary so he doesn't go anywhere, and then bring in Paul Chryst. And I think that's a great 1-2 combination. I really, really do. I think that would be amazing. I think our offense would be amazing, and I think our defense would be amazing as well. I think one of the biggest mistakes that West Virginia made was promoting Jordan Leslie to defensive coordinator over Jamil Adai. That was a stupid mistake by Neil Brown, and it's haunting him. Jimmy Touchdown says WU will be 2-12. Keep Brown and forever suck. Well, if we go 2-12, then worst case scenario is he sails through his contract extension, and then we let him go then. But I think West Virginia would fire Shane Lyons if he's just straight up unwilling to fire Neil Brown after 2-12. If we go 2-12, we would definitely fire him. Jimmy Touchdown says stadium expansion in a recession. LOL. Really stupid. You really like that word stupid. I guess it empowers you or something. Hey, you're stupid. I hope that makes you feel stupid because I said you were stupid. You're stupid, by the way. Dude, come on. Let's grow up here. But anyways, with Neil Brown, if we do go 2-12, which it's possible. I mean, it is. I don't think we do because Texas, we did get blown out. But if you look, it was a tale of two halves. First half, 28-7, huge hole. We come out in the second half, and we actually win the second half, 13-10. So if we played like we did in the second half, in the first half, we could win that football game as well. But there's no do-overs. You can't do that. The game was played. That's the result. We have to be more consistent. JT Daniels, I feel bad for that dude. I really do. There's nothing more he could do. He basically puts the ball exactly where it needs to be. I'd say at least 80% of the time. There are some throws that went sailing on him and not placed exactly where it needed to be. But 80% of the time, the ball is placed exactly where it needs to be, and they just don't bring it down. And these long touchdown passes that are not caught in the end zone has got to stop. Here's one thing that I didn't know that I came across today. Bryce Ford Wheaton is tied at number 1 in the nation for contested catches at 10. So Bryce Ford Wheaton is not the problem either. It's Sam James, Caden Prather, Preston Fox at times, and Reese Smith. Those guys have got to learn how to catch a ball. Like I said in the other live show, JT Daniels can't run 20 yards and hand the ball off to you. You have to catch it. He'll throw it. He'll put it in the right spot. You still have to catch it. If it's perfectly thrown, how do you not catch it? What kind of drills are they doing in practice? Goes back to coaching. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I really don't. It's baffling. It's baffling. And was that the last time West Virginia plays Texas in the Big 12? Well, if it is, hold on to your butts, guys. If it is, the series between Texas and West Virginia in the Big 12 is exactly tied, 6-6. Yeah, think about that, Texas fans. You are 6-6 versus West Virginia in the Big 12, and Oklahoma is undefeated. West Virginia has not beaten Oklahoma since joining the Big 12. Yikes. I think Kansas State has a better record than Texas against West Virginia. I think Baylor and West Virginia is exactly split as well. I'd have to look at that. Or Baylor might be up by 1. I'm not sure. I'd have to look at that. But that's really, really tight. But man, for all the arrogance and bragging that Texas fans do, you are 6-6 versus West Virginia in the Big 12. That's rough. Ah, here come the spams. Right on time. Right on time. Here come the spams. So anyways, hold on, guys. Oh, and by the way, if anybody's familiar with the voice of Motown, he's hold on. I gotta answer Joey. Oh yeah, I forgot to update y'all on the scheduling of the on these live shows. So what we're gonna do is sometimes these live shows have gotten chaotic as far as a lot of guests and stuff. So what we're gonna do is on Tuesdays and Thursdays, that's gonna be the join-in shows. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we will share the link in the comments section to where anybody that wants to can join. We'll probably we'll have like 4 people on a time at most, and then we'll rotate people in and out. And then all the other shows, I'm just going to take it by the helm and do it like that. So we'll see how that goes. If that doesn't work out, then we'll switch it up as well. So we'll just have to see how that goes. All right, how's the chat going? Let me check up on the chat real quick. Well, it looks like Jimmy Touchdown versus everybody right now. Guys, don't worry about him. I don't take anything he says personal. It's trash talk. The more what is it? The more attention you give him, the more he loves it. He don't even care if it's negative attention. I mean, that's up to you. If y'all want to go back and forth with him, that's fine. But I'm just letting y'all know, don't worry about him. Don't take him serious. He does this all the time. Joey says, remember this stat: 6 seasons, 24, 40, and 1. And in year 6, it was he told me about this earlier. It was 2, 8, and 1. And he got an extension. Sometimes the program can see things we as fans can't. That coach was Frank Beamer at Virginia Tech. Yes. And Frank Beamer was kind of in the same situation as Neal Brown as far as taking over a really, really bad program that was going to take years and years to rebuild. And Virginia Tech showed faith in him. And Frank Beamer was actually the coach, going back to what I said earlier, the coach that suggested that Virginia Tech expand their stadium. Because he had the same idea that I did. You expand, you're showing the fan base that, hey, we know we're going to be successful. So we're going to add some seats to this because we know we're going to be able to pack it out. So just you watch, fans. Just you watch. We're going to add to the stadium. This is our guy. Let's go. It's kind of the same recipe that I laid out in the video that I put today. You have to show faith. You have to show, hey, we know we're going to have success. Maybe it's not Neal Brown. Maybe it is Neal Brown. Maybe we are just that close. Maybe another recruiting cycle. I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to have faith in the guy, but it seems like every time that I have faith in him, he lets me down. So I don't really want to even talk about it because it just it's ridiculous. Jimmy Touchdown says, W can't feel high school bleachers with Brown. Okay. That's an interesting take. I gotcha. What was I saying? Dadgummit, Jimmy Touchdown. You got me thinking about something else now. Oh, yeah. Expanding. So he did the same thing that I was explaining, showing faith that Virginia Tech was going to be successful. He had a plan in place, and we keep hearing that Neal Brown does have a plan in place. But, we're in a situation where, instant gratification, and especially with the playoff expansion, conference realignment, all that stuff, you want to be the best that you can be right now. That's what's tough about this. Like, what if we need to be good right now because the next round of conference realignment is going to be after the end of this season? And if we're not included, we're left out. There's just a lot of things to think of, and it's just hard to pick a side because you're like, well, I mean, Frank Beamer was this, and it looks like it's a similar situation, but at the same time, we're not seeing results on the field. And then what if the ACC is looking at us, or the SEC, like we heard over the summer, and then dating back to Texas A&M whenever they took Texas A&M and Missouri, but because of the lack of success, they don't take us over like I don't know, a Baylor or something, and it costs us a spot in a solid conference. It's mind-blowing, guys. If you really think about it, it's mind-blowing, and I don't know what to do. Paralysis by analysis. I feel like Neil Brown right now. Paralysis by analysis. A lot of people think that happened whenever that 4th and 6 inches popped up, and he did not go for it. Now, if you watch a West Virginia game, he goes for it on almost every 4th down now. So at least he learned from that. But, man, why couldn't you have done that on the 4th and 6 inches against Pitt? And we probably wouldn't even be having this conversation. Think about that. If he would have done in the Pitt game what he's starting to do now and go for it on 4th and 6 inches, and West Virginia gets it on that, no doubt about it. We get that. We're probably not even having this conversation. West Virginia goes into the Kansas game with a lot more confidence. And yes, even though Kansas is a good team, I think, we'll have more confidence, and it puts us over the edge because, like I said, we lost in overtime. That 4th and 6 inches is going to haunt me all stinking season long. That's going to be the biggest what if is going to be the biggest what if the entire year. I mean, it is. Now Jimmy Touchdown is saying WU football is worse than She-Hulk. Might be onto something. You might be right, Jimmy. You might be right. But that could have defined this year. It could have given Neil Brown a signature win right off the bat because, remember, Pitt was ranked. I mean, West Virginia beats Pitt on the road in the backyard brawl, a ranked Pitt. West Virginia gets ranked. Think about that. Man. Blew it. Shane M. 1980, thank you for the $5 donation, says, I just hope the Tennessee players disrespect LSU as much as the Vol fans. Hot take on that game. I think LSU wins that game because it is in Death Valley. I don't know why that game is being played at noon. That game needs to be bumped to a night game. That's a primetime game right there. LSU, I know they struggled against Auburn, but they came back, scored 21 unanswered points to beat Auburn on the road. It's tough to win on the road in the SEC. Ask Texas A&M. Yeah, ask Texas A&M. It's tough to win on the road. That's a good win. Why Tennessee and LSU is not a night game, I have no idea. That could be one of the bigger atmosphere, but it is a noon game. It's still in LSU. That can't be moved to Tennessee. It is at LSU. I'm taking LSU, and I think LSU beats Tennessee to the point where it rattles Tennessee. This could be a season-changing loss for Tennessee because they're coming into this game with a lot of confidence. LSU, yeah, they're ranked, but barely. So, not a lot of people are respecting LSU. And if LSU comes into this game and beats Tennessee by, 14 to 20 points, that could rattle Tennessee, and it could affect them the rest of the year. I'm telling you. But, I mean, if Tennessee wins this, then, of course, they'll continue to be the talk of the town. Oh, they might challenge Georgia for the SEC East, except they have to go on the road to play Georgia. That's not good. I know Georgia's not looked good over the past 2 games, but still, I don't know about that. You lose to LSU. Hold on. You know what? Let me look at their schedule real quick. Let me see what happens after this. LSU. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, there we go. All right. No, not LSU. Why did I look up LSU? I started saying LSU too much. That's how my brain works. Ask Joey. I can't remember anything past 5 seconds. All right, Tennessee. I want to look at Tennessee after this game. Let's see if it can how bad it could affect their season. All right. Oh. Well, if they lose at number 25 LSU, the game after that is number 1 Alabama. I didn't know that was the game after that. So on top of it being on the road, on top of, possibly overlooking LSU, there's another layer in Alabama's after LSU. Maybe Tennessee wasn't expecting LSU to be ranked because remember, Tennessee was on a bye week this past week and LSU beats Auburn. Boom, all of a sudden they're ranked. So this whole time, Tennessee's like, the game we really want is Alabama at home. Yeah, it's on the road, LSU, but they're not looking good. They lost to Florida State at the beginning of the year. Should be easy, right? So this could be a trap game, and then it could lead to another loss against Alabama. I know it's a home game, but Alabama's they're still better than Tennessee. Tennessee, you're building, you're better, but no, you're not good enough to beat the cream of the crop just yet. After Alabama, you get UT Martin. That's a win. Then Kentucky at home, at Georgia. Last 3 games, not really worried about. Missouri at South Carolina. That could be rough. I don't know. And then at Vanderbilt. But really, it's the next 4 out of 5 games. At LSU, Alabama, and then skip UT Martin, Kentucky, at Georgia. So 4 out of the next 5 games are ranked opponents. 2 of them on the road. At number 25 LSU, at number 2 Georgia, and then the 2 home games, number 1 Alabama and number 13 Kentucky. Tennessee, if you want to compete in the SEC East, you must win this game. Because if you do lose this game, and sorry, I'm predicting a loss, then I think you come back home and you lose to Alabama. You might beat Kentucky at home, but then you also lose at Georgia. So that's 3 losses within 5 games. Maybe you finish 3-0 and you go 9-3, but still at this point in time, you're not expecting 9-3. You want a 10-win season at least and to win the SEC East. And right now I'm hearing from Tennessee fans, undefeated season. That's not happening. It's just not. The road trip to LSU, Alabama, Kentucky, and then at Georgia, you're not going undefeated. You will pick up at least 2 losses. But your third loss could be at LSU. Big game. Should be a night game. Have no idea why it's not a night game, but it is what it is. Joey. Yeah, we all know you rock these type of hats. Well, the only reason I'm wearing it is because somebody sent it today, and I don't know who sent it. So I'm wearing it on the live show. Hopefully the person that sent it sees this. I'll still take a picture and put it in community, but I don't have a name to shout out, and I got to find a way to display it. And the Kansas State mini, by the way, guys, the Kansas State mini helmet and the Kansas State pennant behind the desk. I don't know who sent those either. I think the person told me before they sent it, but I'm not good with names. I'm not going to remember a conversation that we had a while back. So, yeah, you're going to have to remind me. No offense. It's nothing like that. I'm just bad with names. Once again, ask Joey. That's just how my brain works. Anyways, I don't think LSU is a very good team, though. But I think they're good enough to beat Tennessee at home. I really do. But I think LSU finishes 8-4 in the first year of Brian Kelly. So it will be a slight upset, I guess. The Pig Bear, the Pig Bear, let's pronounce this correctly, says, I'm finally back on Patreon. Welcome back, buddy. I don't think I've given out the game of the week to guess the score on. Have I? Joey, have I? I don't think I have. Let me check real quick. Hold on, guys. Let me check Patreon real quick. Let's see here. I don't think that I have. Well, that didn't work. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Let's see. Because the last game, and I haven't announced the winner of Kentucky. No, who was it? NC State Clemson, right? I need to figure out who won that game. Dadgummit, I forgot about that. But as far as this week, I don't think. No, it was actually Alan Belomo that won the Clemson NC State game. All right, so I did have that covered this week, but Alan hasn't sent me his PayPal, so I got to get that so I can pay him. By the way, that makes the third winner because one person won it twice. We have Charlie Wood won it 1 week, and then Daniel Brazen won it in week 1 and week 3, so he won it 2 times. And then Alan Bellomo, however you pronounce that, he won it last week. All right. By the way, quick score update. UCF is up on SMU 17-13. Anybody interested in that? But for this week, all right, let's figure out this week. Come on, ESPN. This week, come on. TCU, Kansas, come on. What am I thinking? Easy call. That's going to be the score prediction of the week. Number 17, TCU at number 19, Kansas. Game day is going to be there. That's going to be a crazy atmosphere. I just can't believe it's undefeated versus undefeated. I know Kansas being undefeated is crazy enough, but so is TCU, and both of these teams are ranked. Who would have thought at the beginning of the year, looking at week 6, you see TCU at Kansas? Would anybody have thought that would have been a ranked versus ranked, undefeated versus undefeated, and game day was going to be there? Not me. I would not have guessed that. Craziness, guys. And for everybody that's waited on the Mountaineer Clown, a.k.a. the Clowntaineer, not going to make an appearance this week because West Virginia doesn't play. But the week after, even if West Virginia somehow does beat Baylor, we'll make an appearance. I'm not sure if it'll be on a live show or a pre-recorded. Depends on how that week goes, to talk about the bad teams of the week. So and I need to go, look for some stuff to add to layers. Did y'all like the last get up for the Mountaineer Clown? That's really the only thing I could find. I need to find a clown tie, clown horn, shoes, the flower, nose. That's what I need. I'm missing the nose, and I need a good clown wig. Good news is it is Halloween season, and during Halloween season, clown season is it's pretty easy to find clown stuff. So it should be fairly easy to find that. I think the clown nose is what's next. That's a must. I feel like I'm missing a little something without the clown nose. So I need the clown nose and the clown wig. I think both of those. Well, the nearest costume shop is in Greenville, actually. I think that's like a 30-minute drive from here. But there's a Party City around here, and usually they have clown stuff like that. So we'll probably look at that. And I can't wait till Saturday whenever my dad comes over and helps me put up the shelving. It's going to look really, really good. We're up to 30 mini helmets, guys. Wow. And that happened in a 3-week time period. 3 weeks. We went from 0 mini helmets to 30. Amazing. You guys are awesome. And if anybody in the comments section has something they want to send, there you go. P.O. Box 360, Liberty, South Carolina 29657. And it doesn't have to be a mini helmet. I understand those things can get expensive. It can be a pennant for the Pinwheel of Pennants. And once that's complete, I have room for probably 2 more pinwheels right there. And I could actually use that side of the wall as well. So we might have room to do like 4 pinwheels. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. I'm trying to think ahead, though, because I was not expecting the response that I've gotten. You guys have just sent stuff after stuff, which is great. Don't stop. That's not what I'm saying. It's just I wasn't expecting it. So it was like a pleasant surprise. Joey really, really likes this hat. I've seen him comment on it like 5 times how much he likes this hat. You're not getting it, Joey. I know what you're hitting at. You're not getting it. This is my hat. My hat. Not getting it, buddy. Not getting it. It ain't happening. Even if this is the only time I'm wearing it, it was, it's going to be a part of the background. That's why they sent it. Not getting it. But yes, I can tell you want it, buddy. I can tell you want it. Oh, Jonathan says, or he wants to know where you got it. Well, it got sent to me, so I don't know where the person got it from. I don't even know who sent it to me because there was no note in the box that it was sent in. So I have no idea who sent it, and I have no idea where it came from. So maybe Google it. What are these hats called? Is it a fisherman hat, or is it what's it called? A bonnet hat? What's the actual name for these hats? A bonnet hat or fisherman's hat? I don't know. Goodwill. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not a boonie cap. Gotcha. Yes. Yes. This one you won't see at Goodwill because this one's high quality. This is all stitched. The West Virginia logo stitched. This is high quality, guys. Definitely high quality. And the person that sent it, I guess they accidentally left the price tag on it. They it's not cheap. I will say that. It wasn't cheap. So I really need to know who sent that so I can shout you out. One of the reasons why I have people send stuff is so I can shout you out, not just to be part of the show, but so that people know who contributed. That would be awesome. And I'm thinking I have this idea. Well, I have two ideas. The first one is next year, be a fan of a certain team for a day. Like go to a game with a fan or a subscriber, wear the jersey, the hat, So let's say I choose a Tennessee game, right? So I'd wear all Tennessee. I would be a Tennessee fan for that day, for that game. So I'll probably do like 3 games like that next year. I can't do like every week. That would be insane. And you got to take into consideration traveling. So anything on the West Coast, until this channel gets really big to where I can afford going across country, we're going to have to try to keep it within driving distance. So Florida I think Florida would be within driving distance. So as far south as Florida, as far west as maybe Ole Miss or Mississippi State, and then as far north as maybe Penn State. So kind of think of that radius. And this is for next year. Now, the year after that, depending on the growth, maybe I can go farther and farther. But for next year, I'm going to keep it in that radius. And who knows, maybe the channel does get, that much bigger between now and then, and I can expand the radius. So just try to keep traveling in mind whenever you, put your name in as far as wanting me to be a fan for a day with you and your team. That's going to happen next year. And I have all the names that have sent me something through the mail. I've written everything down and what you've sent. I might run a drawing for that. What I'm thinking is I'll do a drawing right after the national championship of everybody that sent me something, whether it's a pennant, mini helmet, or whatever. And me and Joey will think of a prize, or it might be a cash prize. I don't know. Me and Joey will talk about it. I think that's a good idea. What do you think, Joey? Let me know in the comment section what you think about that, Joey. I think we should do a drawing for everybody that sent something for the background. So not only are they part of the background and contributing to the show, but they'll also get a chance to be rewarded. And not just a one-time. I just thought of this too. Not just a one-time thing either. Maybe we can have some type of drawing like every 3 months, and we draw a winner and they get a prize. We'll figure out the price, and then we take that name out, and then, or maybe it's every month. I don't know. I'm just now coming up with this idea. So every so often we have a drawing. We pick a name. That person wins a prize. They're out of the hat. That way we don't pick them again. And then the next drawing, we pick another and another and another. I want to do that. I want to reward the people that have sent in stuff and contributed to the background. I think that's a good idea. Which teams do I have pennants of that are below Illinois and Northern Illinois? We got Tarleton and Kansas State, which is funny because both of those are purple teams. So we have a purple pennant under Illinois and a purple pennant under Northern Illinois. So in order, we got Kansas State, Illinois, Utah State, Montana State, not Montana State, excuse me. Let's redo this. Kansas State, Illinois, Utah State, Montana, Washington, Miami, Notre Dame, Nebraska, Air Force, Louisiana, FIU, Montana State, Northern Illinois, and Tarleton. I didn't even know that there was a Tarleton University until last year's basketball season. Whenever I saw them matched up, I think they were against TCU, and I was like, what the heck is a Tarleton? Yep, that's a real school. And now I have a banner to prove it. So that's awesome stuff. A Tarleton mini helmet. I wonder what that looks like. What is their logo? I think it's the T. Well, it's like Stephen F. Austin, except it's a cowboy like tipping his hat with a T. So a little more yeah. Let's see. David Z says, Golden Blue Dude Tracking says the greatest helmet of all time, Iowa State, should arrive to you tomorrow. Awesome. The Big 12 is getting close to being complete. We do have TCU, Kansas, West Virginia, of course, Oklahoma, Baylor, Kansas State, and Oklahoma State. That's 7. Am I missing one? Future members, Houston and BYU. Although I do need another Houston helmet because that one's not coming out of the box. That is an Ed Oliver signed Houston helmet. So I need another Houston helmet for the regular display. But we do have those two. So a total of 9. And, of course, I'm counting Oklahoma. I know they're going to be gone. But still, a total of 9. So if we count incoming and outgoing, that's a total of 14. That's still only 5 short. And if I get Iowa State tomorrow, that's only 4 short. Yes, I need Cincinnati. I do need Cincinnati. Somebody asked me the other day if I had anything Cincinnati. I don't have anything Cincinnati. I need a mini helmet for Cincinnati as well for the Big 12. Teams left in the Big 12 as far as mini helmets that I need, and I'm counting incoming and outgoing. Cincinnati, Houston, because I need another one. I know I'm counting it, but I need another Houston. Iowa State, I know you're saying it's coming tomorrow. Texas, that surprises me. One of the last mini helmets in the Big 12 coming. UCF, I need a UCF. Yes, I was about to get the UCF. I need a UCF, and I need a Texas Tech. Red Raiders not represented. So I need a Texas Tech. Go back and read your messages. What? We could let Nightbot do it, but even if it would be the same thing, random, and I would take out the name for the next time. And I think I'd rather draw it out of the hat anyways because I could do it live and people could see the name, and then I would leave that name out for the next drawing. And so we'll figure out the actual process and the timing and all that stuff. So we do have an Arkansas mini helmet for the SEC. Let's see. For the SEC, we have Alabama, Arkansas, and LSU. I think that's it. Alabama, Arkansas, and LSU. For the Pac-12, we only have one mini helmet, and that is Arizona State. For the ACC, we have North Carolina, Miami, Virginia Tech, Florida State, and Syracuse. So we have 5. And for the Big Ten, I actually have 2 Ohio State mini helmets, which is fine. They're both on display, one there and one there. But we have Ohio State and Michigan. Is that it? Wow, I thought I had more. And then for the group of 5s, we have Air Force, Utah State, Navy, FIU, and Marshall. So there you go, guys. Calico Willie, thank you for the $4.99 donation. Says, "Sup, GBD? My contribution is finally arriving on Farmageddon Saturday, aka this Saturday. Took long enough to ship email. Gotcha. Display it. Proud, my friend. Oh man, I thought that was you that sent the. Now that I think about it, that wasn't you that sent the Kansas State mini helmet or the Kansas State pennant. Now I'm kind of confused. Not that message. Another message. What in the world? About the hat. I got you.
I didn't mean to tell you one thing. Came in to tell you one thing. We've been trying to get your attention in chat. D Bonyo or Bonnet sent you the hat. He's in the chat now.
Yeah, I just now found it. Gotcha.
Okay, I'm out of here.
I need to write that down before I forget. So, thank you. 1 second, guys. Like I said, I'll always write the names down. So, let's see. Now, as you can see, D, that Joey is obsessed with this. I think it looks pretty good too. I'm not going to wear it every show, but I'll definitely wear it from time to time. Joey's not getting it. Sorry, Joey. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, I see that now. Everybody's trying to remind me. I'm sorry I didn't see it. I saw every comment but those comments. I don't know why. My brain is like that, guys. Ah, gosh. All right, I'm gonna call it a night, guys. But appreciate everybody stopping by. I know this was a later show than usual. Everybody that hit the like button, and if you haven't, please do so on the way out. You already know it helps get more views. Everybody that super chatted, everybody that comments, you guys are what keeps this show going, and the show must always go on. And don't forget, if you want to send something to represent your team, there's the address: PO Box Liberty, PO Box 360, Liberty, South Carolina 29657. And me and Joey will work out the details as far as a drawing for everybody that's sent in some type of gear to represent their team. And we'll rotate it and make sure everybody eventually wins. How about that? You're guaranteed to win. We just don't know what month. Not bad, huh? All right. Anyways, y'all have a good rest of your hump day. Remember, it's all down here. All downhill after today because the weekend is right around the corner. Yeah, right around the corner. Anyways, you'll have a good rest of your hump day, and we will see you again tomorrow. But as usual, we just don't know when.